You guys ready?
What's the plan, Bobby?
We're winging it, Jerry.
You always winged it.
You're gonna get killed. What you mean, we, white boy? You ready? Here we go.
What up? Welcome into the OG NBA betting show. It is myself and Babano for right now, but the guys could fall through at any moment. Babano, NBA has been getting me by like half a point the past couple of days. Like I'm getting half a point to death right now. Hopefully you're doing better than me. How you doing today?
Well, I won one by a half a point and I lost one by a half a point last night. That Laker Clipper was heartbreaking.
Yes, that was one of them.
Because I didn't get the absolute best. I got 219.5 and it landed on 219. So that's the way it goes. It's still a good theory. You know, these overs with the Lakers. Clippers has had a horrible night. They weren't ready from the beginning, and that hurt a little bit. But we won by the hook with Toronto plus 6.5, and they lost by exactly 6, and that wasn't looking good early on. The Knicks really took it to them early, but the Raptors, man, no quit. They battled back. They made it interesting late in the game. What that means for them tonight on a back-to-back is going to be interesting. But yeah, it was an up and down night last night. Miami let me down. Terrible fourth quarter for them. So not the greatest night. It's been a great season, though, overall. And hopefully tonight we can add to it.
Yes, we got a lot to choose from tonight. That's for sure. Shout out to the chat. See a lot of the usual suspects in there. Cashville, Rican, Damo. You know what color shirt you gonna be wearing or something? Let me know. I might be around there. I mean, that is a spot that I frequent at. So let me know. Maybe we'll get to hang out or do something. Hello, Miss Tasha. Appreciate all y'all. Dave, remind everybody to hit the like button. Appreciate that. And it makes me think of my guy Maui, who's usually at the Westgate. You know what he says to me when he sees me? He says, first thing I do when I go in, I hit the like button. I appreciate you as well, my guy Maui. I know you always watch, even though you're not in the comments. So let's get to it. A lot of comments. I can't get to them all, but appreciate you guys. Cavs in Detroit opened up minus 6.5 for the Cavs, and it looks like 5 or 4.5. Total open 237 is down to 234.5. And as far as who's available, KJ Martin and Ivy not available for the Pistons. For the Cavaliers, you have Donovan Mitchell questionable. Usual suspects besides him are out. But Bano, the Cavs got a little bit of a spanking yesterday. They tried to come back, but just dug themselves a little bit too much of a hole. In these back-to-backs, I feel like the Cavs games usually go over. I'm thinking they can still score in this game. Is the market going the wrong way?
Yeah, this is one where certainly the first thing that stands out to me has been over the total with, Cade Cunningham just continues to play at such a high level. And to be honest with you, Hardaway's been okay alongside him in that backcourt lately for the Pistons. So it's been okay, even though Jaden Ivey's been out. They've been able to score. That's never been the issue for Detroit. They do still have some issues at times defensively, and you would think those might continue here against a Cleveland team that's obviously coming off the loss at home to Boston. So we'll see if they can bounce back. Money's come in here on Detroit, and look, Cavaliers laying a number on the road in this spot. I'm not excited about taking Cleveland, but I wouldn't want to fade them either, coming off the loss. We know that good they've been in that role. So I'm a little perplexed, too. The total's gone down a little bit. I did bet over 235. I think it's I agree. I think the points will be scored here.
I like hearing that. Let me write that actually on my list because I didn't have it written down. I just was thinking about it while we're talking it out. Over 235. All right.
I've been on a lot of Pistons overs lately too, and it's been going well.
Next up is Bucks and Hornets. This one opened up Bucks minus 8.5. It looks like 10.5, and total all the way from 216 to 223. As far as who's available, we did see a trade for the Bucks, right? They got rid of Middleton. I didn't see if there's others in that trade, but
that's a baffling trade to me. I know Middleton's not what he used to be. Talk about he's past his prime a little bit. It's time to move on. But Kuzma, man, I don't know if that's not only the best fit for Milwaukee, but He's erratic as hell. And
Did they give up picks?
They did. They gave up. I believe they did as well. Let me just check, but I think they did. Milwaukee. We'll see.
Yeah, it's just that's interesting for sure. I do like Kuzma as a player though. It's just I don't know. I feel like you have Kuzma. I mean, he can play the three. Kuzma can play the three. You don't gotta just play the four. Um, but yeah, you got Kuzma, Bobby Portis, Giannis. I don't know, but they could go small ball if Brook Lopez can't play. So it gives them some versatility. We'll see how it works out. But tonight we won't see Kuzma. Tonight we have two teams who not been looking good lately. I want to say both of them are on a 4+ losing streak. No LaMelo, no way. I really want to look at the Hornets honestly, and I don't trust them to score either. For the Bucks, they've been very bad defensively, but if they could play defense on anybody, it would be the Hornets. I think the Bucks are the right side. I didn't get the early number, and I usually just don't believe in playing on teams that until they show me they can play defense. So I'm on the sideline for this one, but I lean Bucks. Pobano. Anything from you?
Yeah, I'm on the over here, actually. There's been a lot of series history has pointed to points as well. You look at it in mid-November, it was 229 points in that game, 115, 114 in favor of Charlotte. Milwaukee got him back in the rematch, 125, 119, 244 points in that game right after that. So both games flew over the top. Now, I know there's no LaMelo, but there's no defense right now for Milwaukee. So even without LaMelo, I think at home Charlotte can score. We always say the role players step up. They shoot better on the home floor. So I think Charlotte can still score points here. Milwaukee will score at will against Charlotte. I don't think there's much doubt about that. So this total's really moved significantly up, and I agree with it. Series history, too. Two easy overs earlier this year with the Bucks and the Hornets. So I think we do see points here. I'm off the side.
All right, we'll keep going. Next, we have Heat and Sixers, and not much movement here from the side. From the total, though, did go up from 216 as high as 220.5 right now. For the Sixers, Embiid is out. Paul George is doubtful, I'm assuming. Yeah, doubtful. Drummond also doubtful. Kyle Lowry, Grimes, and Gordon are all questionable. For the Heat, Highsmith is probable. So is Duncan Robinson. Without the big guys, I just see Sixers as an over team. I want to say both of these teams, correct me if I'm wrong with Bannon, both of these teams are on a back-to-back. I just don't see a whole lot of defense. Maybe a first half in case they tire out, but I was thinking over. What do you think?
Yeah, I hate to be repetitive with over, but that's just the way the cards lining up to me so far. Like 3 games that you could probably say the next game too that we're going to talk about should have a lot of points in it, but it's just the way it is. I think teams are dragging right now. This is the dog days of the NBA season. The All-Star break is a week and a half away. I think there's just teams aren't interested in playing the best defense right now. Like we're right in that middle of the season. You'll see defense pick up late in the regular season as the games become more important, and certainly in the playoffs. But right now, I mean, you're seeing it's too easy right now for a lot of teams to get open looks, clean looks. And this is across the NBA right now. And that's why there's been a lot of overs, I think, the last little bit. And plus, I think teams are just tired. They're ready for the break to get here. And I agree with you here. I mean, after what I saw from Miami, last night blowing that game against Chicago, how am I going to trust them to get stops? It was a terrible defensive second half from them, especially in the fourth quarter. Philly's in the same boat. We saw their game with Dallas fly over the total. Yeah, this is another one where it's over for me or nothing in this game. Sidewise, it's tough. I lean Philly at home, though. Pick them -1. I think I lean Philadelphia, but I don't love it. I will say this, Tyler Hero, he's been shooting less. He's been passing more lately, and his assist props have been pretty good. So maybe Tyler Hero assists in this game as a prop you can look at.
All right. Spurs, Hawks. This one opened up Spurs. I thought I saw it lower than this, but the screen says 4. It looks like 4.5 pretty much everywhere right now. And the total opened up 240. Looks like 243 currently as far as who's available or who's not. For Atlanta, Trae Young is still probable. So we should see him out there. No Bogdanovich, no Capella, no Zeller. For the Spurs, Chris Paul is questionable. Bassey's out. This is the debut of De'Aaron Fox and Wemby combo over here for the Spurs. The first thought last night, that's why I think I saw it lower. Maybe it just went down from 4 first. But my first thought was Spurs. I saw a 3, and I was thinking Spurs uh, getting a boost from just everybody feeling good about the trade, etc. The Hawks. I was thinking they were still unhealthy, but as I look at it, I would love them to have Bogdanovich. I would love them to have Capella. But man, Trae Young at home, De'Aaron Fox and Wemby, as good as they are, still have to learn how to play together. I'm starting to think the other way. I'm thinking the Hawks plus the points are the way to go, Babano. Are we getting a bird call, or what you think today?
I don't know about a full-on bird call because I don't like the way they're playing, but I don't like it when all of a sudden you're just jamming in De'Aaron Fox here and think automatically the chemistry is going to be there with him and Wemby as an inside-outside duo. That's not something that always happens overnight automatically. Sometimes that takes time to develop that chemistry, that cohesion, and that's what concerns me about taking San Antonio. Yes, they look like they're a cheap side here as a small road favorite, but I worry about that a lot, about backing San Antonio here, whether this team is going to have that cohesion right away for Fox and Wemby on the court. And I actually think they've devalued Wemby's prop tonight. They assume Fox is going to step in and just be able to, be a big focal point in the offense because I think I saw it earlier today. Wemby's prop is like 23.5 for points. I thought that was just a little bit low, considering this is a guy that's been averaging in the mid to high 20s per game. So I actually think the Wemby over points is pretty good in this game from a prop standpoint. I don't have the guts to take Atlanta. They're banged up. They're not playing well, but I'm with you. I have actually turned my lean toward Atlanta here, plus 4.5. I'm worried that we're not going to see San Antonio taken off like a rocket ship with this dynamic duo right away.
Yeah, could absolutely take some time. So we'll keep it moving down the card. Washington and
Another
Brooklyn.
over for me, by the way, with the total. It's hard. Like that one should see points.
The market did agree with that one too. This one, I think it's about that time, man. We just
Is bad for your health.
what you thinking about the Nets and Wizards, Pavano?
Yeah, it's an ugly ass game. There's no doubt about that. It's not easy to make a good case. Obviously, when you're talking these two teams in this situation that they're in here, Washington to me though, I'll tell you what, Washington is a dog here in this spot. I think I'd lean that way. They've been decent in the underdog role, and see what they did against Charlotte the other night. My goodness, pretty impressive stuff. So Wizards plus the points lean for me, but I'm not going to make anything official. Not a full backwood, but because I do lean Washington, but I did not move forward and pull the trigger on that one.
All right, next game, Grizzlies and Raptors. Opened up Grizzlies minus 6.5. They're as high as 10 or 10.5. Total open 243.5, and it's down. I see 236.5 at a lot of shops. As far as injuries for the Grizzlies, there will be no Bane, no Spencer. You have Williams, Smart, Conchar, and Clark all questionable. For the Raptors, there will be no Quickly, no RJ Barrett, no Jakob Poeltl. Boucher is also questionable for them. This Raptors team on a back-to-back versus a little bit more rested Grizzlies team. I think that especially without Jakob Poeltl down there, the Grizzlies are going to be able to score. Like they like to go attack the paint. There's not a whole lot of how do I say? There's not a whole lot of, I'll just say, paint protection down there for the Raptors. So I like early just in case there's a blowout because I'm maybe scarred from yesterday with the Lakers game. I took first quarter team total over 30.5 for the Grizzlies. They cleared that in 5 straight. And I think versus Raptors team shorthanded tonight, unrested, I think they can hit 31 again tonight. So Grizzlies team total first quarter for me. What do you think?
Yeah, to Toronto's in a tough spot. Backed them last night, and they expended energy to get themselves all the way back in that game to the point that they were right there at the end, and then just fell short, lost by 10. But Toronto, I lean Toronto. I'm not betting against Toronto at home. They've been that good at ATS, but I just don't like the situation, and I don't like the matchup. Without Pirtle, this is a feeding frenzy waiting to happen for Jaren Jackson and Zach Edey in this game tonight. There's no question. Who the hell's going to stop them from cleaning up with layups and putbacks and crashing the offensive glass? Who's going to deal with that for the Toronto Raptors tonight? I'm not so sure they have many on the roster that are able to. So I think from a prop standpoint, this is JJ over points, Zach Edey over points, maybe rebounds you can throw in there as well. I just don't know how the Raptors handle that Memphis front court tonight. Lean Raptors, but again, I don't like the spot enough to bet them.
All right. Bulls and T-Wolves. The Bulls, another team that played last night. This one, we didn't see much movement on the spread, just 1 point. And for the total, just 1 point as well. So, yeah, we saw the Bulls win last night. The Wolves, who did they lose to? They just lost. I think they might have even lost back-to-back games. But regardless, they're in a spot where I feel like they should absolutely bounce back. They should be focused after losing two bad games and bounce back here versus a lesser team on a back-to-back. So I can understand why it's double digits. Can we trust the T-Wolves to take advantage? Still without DiVincenzo, still without Julius Randle. I think this might be a team that needs those guys. I still don't want to take the Bulls, but it's hard to take the Timberwolves. Are you on either side here, Bobeno?
Yeah, it's one where I thought I gave Minnesota some thought, but I don't know if I want to lay 11.5 with the Timberwolves this many points. But it's not delivery. It's DiVincenzo is still out. Julius Randle's still out. But it's obviously a short-handed Bulls team with Zach Collins out, Lonzo Ball out, of course. Zach LaVine was traded away, of course, in that three-way deal. So you got Giddey, White, Dosunmu, Pat Williams, and Nikola Vucevic, your starting five here for the Bulls tonight. I don't know, 11.5. I don't, off the top of my head, I'll tell you, I don't think the track record as a double-digit favorite this year with the Minnesota Timberwolves is very good. And I think that's enough to keep me on the sideline.
Yeah, I think I'll be on the sideline too. We have Suns and Thunder. Thunder opened 11, now 13. Total went from 225 to 229. And KD has been ruled out for this game. I'm thinking he'll be moved before we see the Phoenix Suns play another game. But everybody else looks like they're available for them. For OKC, it's the usual suspects, and then Case and Wallace and Tice. Tice is now a Thunder. So no KD. Thunder can blow out anybody, really. I mean, it's Thunder or pass. Just simplify it. Don't really think I have to explain too much here. What do you agree with the Thunder, or which way are you looking here, Bobeno?
I do. I split it up with laying the points and 121 over the Oklahoma City team total. I played both of them, split it up 50-50, half on the spread, half on the team total for Oklahoma City here in this game. Yes, Jalen Williams is in the lineup. It's Williams, Hartenstein, Wiggins, Dort, and SGA for the Thunder, the starting five. So they're all in. Tough spot here for Phoenix. KD, it's probably a matter of when, not if, he gets dealt before this deadline coming up tomorrow. Oklahoma City does, especially at home, and this is still a Phoenix team that's had that pedigree of being in the postseason the last few years. Gets a team like Oklahoma City, I think, focused enough. And, if Oklahoma City's focused on any team, and they've got this kind of advantage with the personnel and certainly defense, because they've certainly got a huge edge on that side of the basketball court over the Suns, they have the potential to win this one going away. So, yeah, I split it up with Thunder laying the 12.5 and over their team total, 121.
221, that's what you said?
No, 121, the team total.
121, team total.
For the Thunder, yeah.
I can see that.
Yeah.
Appreciate you, AOD, reminding everybody to hit the like button. Definitely helps out the show. And RP, letting everybody know Bobeno is fire on the ice. So Where can I see you break
Appreciate
down
that.
some hockey?
Fire on the basketball court this year too. I mean, NBA and college basketball. It's been a great season, both of them.
Where can they find you talk some hockey?
The Ice Guys show. It's the show I do every day right before this one, 2 p.m. Eastern. It was almost a 2-hour show yesterday with the 14 games in the NHL yesterday. But yeah, Ice Guys NHL hockey betting show Monday to Friday, 2 p.m. Eastern, Saturday and Sunday, noon Eastern. Every game on the board, just like we do here NBA with the NBA. We do every game on the board NHL on the Ice Guys 7 days a week.
Great info. You know, Babano's a great bettor. Go check him out on the ice. Warriors and Jazz. We have Warriors open 6.5 down to 5.5. Total open 231.5 down to 224.5. I feel like there was a lot of people out or not with the team or whatever I was reading. But maybe they're trying to come back. Now Wiggins is probable. Draymond is probable. Kuminga's out. Moody's out. They were trying to get KD, and KD said, I'm not going back over there. So now I guess people are starting to play. For Utah, Markkanen is questionable. Sexton is out. I think it's a tough ask for Golden State to win by margin here versus Utah at home. As long as Markkanen plays, I would have to look towards Utah. I would like it if Sexton was out there too, but Utah at home plus points versus Warriors team who's you never know who's actually going to play. They still could make other trades too. You're definitely trying to get Jimmy Butler right now. I think I just saw an alert. So it's Jazz or pass for me. What do you think, Babano?
The Jazz continue to be one of those feisty, scrappy teams on the home floor. I mean, they're very capable of doing that. So I'm with you. It's a lean to Utah. I thank Golden State for obviously coming through for us. We both liked them against Orlando the other night. That's more so, and we'll get to Orlando in a moment. That's probably more so how bad Orlando things have been for them. But like I said, I think in this spot I do lean Utah. I haven't bet Utah yet either, but I'm waiting for the starting fives to be confirmed, especially on the Utah side. But I think you can definitely make a case to take +6 here with Utah in this spot against Golden State, who, again, difficult still to trust them to win by margin on the road. And like I said, the Jazz getting healthier. Their offense has looked a lot more fluid in recent games, and they're never going to be a great defensive team, but they've been markedly better defensively, in recent games compared to their full season numbers. So right now it would be Utah for me here.
All right, Pelicans and Denver. We just saw these teams play, right? I really
same two teams in the same building, back to back. Yep.
I don't want to bet this game. So for me, it's a backwood.
Is bad for your health.
Anything from you, Babano?
I'm going to run it back with the same two bets I took in the first meeting the other night. Pelicans and over. I think there's going to be points. Now, it did go it actually just fell short with the over, and it just fell short with New Orleans plus the points in that game. I think Denver won by 13. New Orleans was getting, 10.5, 11 in that. Just narrowly missed the point spread cover, and the game just stayed under. I think it flips. It was Nuggets and under in the first game. I think it's going to be Pelicans in the over. Plus, how excited are the Nuggets to win by 11 or more for the second straight time, against the New Orleans Pelicans? I think New Orleans plays a little bit better of a game, gets inside the number. I don't expect them to win, but get inside the number, getting 10.5. I think they will, and I like over the total. We'll just have a little bit more offensive efficiency to get over that number this time around.
All right, last game on the slate. We went doing pretty fast. With just you and I here.
With just two people, yeah.
Magic and
Not
Kings.
to mention Dutch, shout out to this guy, shout out to that guy in the chat. That makes the show go longer too, although we love our chat, as you know.
Yep. And Lucky Power, appreciate you reminding everybody to smash the like in here. This one opened 5.5. It's staying at 5.5. Total moved 1 point down to 217.5. Christopher says, did Dutch and WAM get traded? Where they at? Nah, they'll make it past the deadline. They'll be back in the next one.
We don't want to give away company secrets, but I know some of the reasons WAM has missed the show in the past. I won't say though. I think that would be the reason. Yeah.
Yeah, it happens sometimes. But Sacramento, I mean, I got to pull this back up here. Sacramento coming off of a win versus the Timberwolves. Both teams equally rested, I guess, in this game. First of a back to back for both of these teams as well. The Magic, they've been a team that, and by the way, there's no Suggs in this game, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Suggs is doubtful.
Yeah.
Nobody on the injury report for the Kings.
No.
So for the Magic, like they've been losing a lot of games. And I said that it's going to take some time. At some point, they're going to be a bet on, like they're healthy. Maybe it's when Jalen Suggs comes back. But I can't help but think I don't believe in laying points with this Kings defense or this Kings team in general. And it's Levine's first game there. Like it's going to take some time getting used to a high usage player like him being in a lineup over there in Sacramento. So between that and just the no defense and me seeing some life from Orlando, like they could have won that game versus the Warriors after they've been looking really bad. So I think that they'll build on that performance there and either come out with a win in this game or at least keep it competitive again. And if you look at the last, I think 5 meetings, at least 4 of them I know have been decided by 5 points or less. I think it'll be that way again tonight. But Bano, do you agree? Are you on the other side?
I initially liked Sacramento, and then I see that Zach LaVine's going to make his debut. I don't like it. I worry that first game that things are a little disjointed, things are a little out of sync when you're trying to integrate a new piece and a significant new piece. This is going to be a big focal point of the team offensively moving forward now that you've shipped De'Aaron Fox out and you brought Zach LaVine in. Is that chemistry going to be there, right away? I don't always love these situations. Same thing we talked about with San Antonio. I'm not running to bet San Antonio with the new look lineup. It doesn't automatically click right away. Same thing here with Sacramento. So, and then laying point, and they're coming off a road trip as well. It's tough for me to get behind Orlando. It really is. They've had such a bad run. They've looked awful at times, but I saw some fight. I saw some effort. I saw some battle in them against Golden State. They started out really well, and then Golden State looked like they were going to blow them out. And then Orlando chipped away, and fourth quarter, it was down to the wire, and Golden State just pulled away at the end. So I saw some fight and some compete from Orlando. I'm still shocked that they've been this bad, considering the only guy that's out now is Suggs. They got everybody back. The Wagners are healthy. Banchero's healthy. Like, what's the excuse? Why are you still playing this poorly? You got to think they're better than what they've shown. It will turn at some point. And maybe a Sacramento team trying to bring LaVine into the lineup throws things a little out of sync, even though we know this team has been a good team and a moneymaker, ATS, since the coaching change and what Doug Christie's brought to the table as the interim coach. But I do kind of think if you want to be proactive instead of reactive, Orlando's not a bad option tonight.
I agree. And we'll go just like that into best bets. And my best bet for the show, I'm right back to that same game. I mean, you heard Babano spell it all out for you guys. Magic, the better defensive team, the better rebounding team. They have, the better cohesion right now, just because you're trying to add Zach LaVine in, like Babano said. So I think the Magic keep it close, if not win this game. Magic plus 5.5 is my best bet for the show. And we'll slide it on over to you, Babano. You can let the people know what you think is the best way to get to the window. And if you could, take us home.
So I like the side and the total in this game, but I will go with just the total as my best bet. We're going to go to that Pelicans Nuggets. Over 238.5 is the best number with that. This nearly went over the total in the first meeting earlier this week with these two teams, and New Orleans didn't shoot the ball well at all. I could see Denver sloughing off defensively a little bit tonight because they already beat this team by double digits. I think New Orleans will have a better shooting night, a little better, higher percentage from the floor. Meanwhile, Denver at home is usually good to score points. They've been just cooking offensively of late. So I think we just get that little bit of a better night offensively from New Orleans. Denver will still score at will, in my opinion. So put it together, and I think we'll just get that extra little bit we need to send this game over the total when it just fell short in the first meeting. So New Orleans, Denver, over 238.5 here for my best bet for this Wednesday NBA slate on the OG NBA show. Shout out to everyone in the chat. We appreciate you joining us. We're here Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific, Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern, noon Pacific. Hit the like button on the way out, and we appreciate all of you. And I know you guys love this show because the NBA is a hell of a drug, and you're looking at the plugs. Yeah, man. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share the motherfucking video. Y'all stay fresh, stay blessed, and let's stay putting these motherfucking bookies to rest. Yeah, man.
You guys ready?
It's the plan, Bobby.
We're winging it, Jerry.
You always wing it.
We're gonna get killed. What you mean, we, white boy? You ready?